They came from the desert to rule the sea. The sea remembers.
That's no shit. That's a herd. Camel-headed marauders born of curse and salt, hunting the modern world. And tonight, they found prey.
Send in Squirrel Team 6.
Hold a tight formation, team. Target in sight. Copy. Keeping it snug. Target in sight. Prepare the Acorn Napalm package. Package armed and glowing green. Wait for my command. Light 'em
up. Is potentially New Jersey the next best place to do business? Can New Jersey be flipped for Republicans? Is it possible? Yes, of course. Not only is it possible, but it's perhaps probable with candidates like Jack Ciattarelli, who is roaring in the polls. You can see that Republicans here have won day 3 of early voting. It's amazing. Jack also leads by 21 points among New Jersey election day voters. Some really exciting new polls out showing neck and neck in the blue state of New Jersey. Can we even call it that anymore? No. No, we can't. New Jersey, just like every single other state in this country, is neither a blue state or a red state. There's no such thing as a permanent blue state or red state. And there never has been. There are ideas. That's it. There are simply ideas that win and ideas that fail. And New Jersey has been failed by the ideas of the left and the progressives and the Marxists and those who want to take the fine state of New Jersey, and an actually very beautiful state, and a state that has a lot to be proud of, and destroy it. And they've had a horrible run through COVID and through the Biden era. And now the people of New Jersey are saying, no, we want change. We want new ideas. Joining us now live, Jack Cidelli, to talk about those winning ideas. Jack, it's an honor to speak with you. Congratulations on all of the success of the campaign.
We're not done, Benny.
That's
Six
right.
more days, pedal to the metal, but I do believe we're going to produce a win.
Yes. Okay. So talk to me about why this has been such an incredible grassroots effort. What are the people in New Jersey seeing? Why are they so sick of the left?
Failed policies of the past 8 years across the board, taxes, spending, housing across the state. We've got an affordability crisis, be it overdevelopment in our suburban communities. And there's a public safety crisis because of what they've done to police. They've handcuffed them. Public education crisis. Electricity rates have gone through the roof. And New Jerseyans pay the highest taxes in the country. For all those reasons and more, the Phil Murphy administration has been a total failure, and people want change.
Yeah, people want change. They don't want a governor who brags about housing criminal aliens in his cottage. What is that like? Is that what the governor mansion of New Jersey should be fit for? Is for a homeless shelter for criminal aliens? What about the people of New Jersey, Jack?
Well, welcome to Phil Murphy's New Jersey. Yeah. Executive Order number 1 on day 1 of my administration, Benny. No town in the state will be a sanctuary city. We will not be a sanctuary state. We're not going to encourage illegal immigration, and we're certainly not going to handcuff our local police in any way to work in partnership with the mayor to keep the community safe. We're getting back to being a law and order state.
Yeah, it's like a hardscrabble state. There's a lot of hardworking people in New Jersey. It's a very proud state. It's one of the original colonies, and it's one of those places where when you're meeting someone from New Jersey. And you hate to see that be lost in sort of the corruption and the weakness of the current governor's mansion. So explain to me, Jack, what is the first couple what does a vision cast look like under your governorship?
Well, you already know what Executive Order number 1 is. Certainly Executive Order number 2 is pulling out of Reggie. The Regional Greenhouse Gas Initiative is a carbon tax policy that has screwed New Jersey. And I'll lower electricity rates anywhere from $300 to $500 million a year for all our taxpayers, homeowners, tenants, and businesses. We got to get our electricity rates down. It's making the affordability crisis only worse, and it lays at the feet. The current administration are totally to blame for the current crisis. My opponents blame it on the president. There isn't anything she won't blame on the president, but it has everything to do with the fact that they shut down electricity generation plants fired by coal, natural gas, didn't expand nuclear, and bet it all on wind. And nobody in Jersey wants wind farms off our Jersey shore. If the current governor and my opponent were from New Jersey, they'd know that.
Mickey Sherrill is not a strong candidate, man. Has a couple of scandals, quite a few actually, when it comes. I mean, not even on the Breakfast Club was she able to get away with some of the weird stock trades that she had. But then also the scandal, her at the military academy, the cheating scandal, and then she doesn't even know New Jersey cuisine. What's going on here, Jack?
She's not from New Jersey, Benny. I've been saying this all along. We saw this. They brought Corzine in here from Illinois. That didn't work out so well. They brought Murphy in here from Massachusetts. This isn't working out so well. She's not from New Jersey. So no matter where I go around the state, I have some fun in asking, how about we elect a Jersey guy? Ciattarelli hasn't been here, but listen, for her to start picking on pork roll, she just lost all of South Jersey, which is fine by me.
It looks like you could lose North Jersey too, because everyone's going to want to flee communism in New York. There's a lot of people that don't want to live under that. And I know that there's a lot of commuter. There's a big commuter population there. And how does that affect your race, Jack, as people are watching kind of with a slow motion train wreck, what's happening in Manhattan?
Hey, Benny, there are 600,000 Jews that call New Jersey home, and they are not happy with the emergence of this Mondami, nor are they happy with the fact that my opponent's done this dance with him. She's endorsed him. He's endorsed her. I mean, this is crazy. There's no room in the public sphere for this guy. He's made anti-Semitic remarks. He's made anti-Italian remarks. He's been anti-police. And so I really don't know where my opponent's coming from, but I got to tell you, it's not going over well with New Jerseyans.
Yeah. So this is like really interesting. A lot of people are saying, wow, I can't believe New Jersey could potentially flip red, but I don't think they understand Jersey. Can you educate people as to how your strategy is working and what you expect to see on election day?
Two things, Benny. I mean, Republicans are the minority party here, but the majority, quote unquote, party are the 2.5 million unaffiliated independent voters that lean right. But I will also tell you, there are moderate Democrats that have had it. And I've got 13 prominent, currently elected Democratic leaders around the state who've endorsed my candidacy. When Democrats are endorsing the Republican for governor in New Jersey, it tells you how much people say we need change.
It's kind of blew my mind on election night. You know, we were just going state by state and we were watching New Jersey. It's like, I kept screaming at the audience. We did like a 20-hour live. I was like, New Jersey's a swing state. It is. Look at this. Trump's up in New Jersey. Trump wasn't able to pull it off, but it was close, man. It was just a couple of points for president.
I mean, his improvement in New Jersey was the best of the 50 states. He went from a 16-point loss in 2020 to a 6-point loss last year. Those 10 points. That means there's 300,000 people in the state of New Jersey that feel differently about the president than did back in 2020. I'm so happy to have his active involvement, certainly his endorsement, and it's created a whole lot of energy around the state. But at the end of the day, the candidate's got to go out there and win the election. And my opponent is not campaigning. We get up and down the state every day, all 21 counties, all 564 towns, north, central, south, and Jersey Shore. I love doing it, and the response has been overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah, eating a pork roll here and there. It's like something that amazed me about your debate with Mickey Sherrill is that you lay out these policies that kind of make a lot of sense for the people who are living in New Jersey, especially the families and the working man and woman in New Jersey who's just struggling to get by. And it's tough out there, man. And it's tough when you're getting taxed so much. And then your opponent gets asked the same question, kind of an easy goal, right? Like, I just stay a policy. And she's like, I'm going to sue Trump. What's that about? Like, how does that make anyone's life better?
Oh, Benny, you are spot on. Her entire campaign is based on a stack of lies about me, her disdain for the president, and she can fly a helicopter, none of which is going to fix New Jersey. And you alluded to something before that's been a real turnoff for New Jersey. There's been some revelations that speak to character and integrity here. She was caught up in the cheating scandal at the Naval Academy, wasn't allowed to walk. She was punished pretty severely there. Only 6 years in Congress and somehow tripled her net worth, but can't explain how. Violated federal law on stock trade, stock reporting. New York Times reports was trading defense stocks while sitting on the House Armed Services Committee. There's a pattern here, Benny.
Yeah. I'm in Washington, D.C. right now. And man, I mean, like, you can just smell it. There's just corruption here. And you see that so often. It is remarkable, Jack. I did want to just spend just a second on this because this is a massive bipartisan issue. Nobody wants to see portfolios like Nancy Pelosi's. Nobody believes that that's right. Nobody believes that that's moral. It is indefensible. And you see that so often on the right and the left. It is a problem in both parties, but it's something that the American public, no matter where you are coming from, says we are sick of the corruption in politics. We're sick of people going and enriching themselves. And your opponent did that. Your opponent did it. The New York Times admits that she went and did exactly what is illegal, actually. You're not allowed to go and engage in the kind of portfolio building where you have oversight of the portfolio companies. That's just prima facie corruption. How's she getting away with this?
Well, she somehow did get away with it. But listen, when you're running for governor, you better be ready for this kind of fishbowl. And the people in New Jersey found out really who she really is. But listen, it even went a step further. At the second debate, she made a baseless, reckless lie about me that's going to end her up in court. We're filing a defamation suit. She accused me of working in collusion with pharmaceutical companies and said I killed 10,000 people, including children. And then we find out 48 hours later, she took money from the very same company she accused me of colluding with. So again, there's a pattern here all across the board with her, Benny, and it's going to work to her disadvantage. But we're going to continue to just get out there and talk about how we're going to fix New Jersey.
It's funny that you bring that up because like people in New Jersey understand the lockdown. Like that's lockdown Phil Murphy is like, I think what's fueling a lot of this is that's, this state was abused by the lockdown. There's beautiful beaches in New Jersey. There's a lot of wonderful things to do outdoors. And there's an enormous amount of hypocrisy. And it's funny how that corridor of New York and New Jersey, there's been such an effect, such a backlash from COVID. And it's a couple news cycles away. Obviously, Democrats want people to forget about it, but they shouldn't forget about it. What's your point on individual freedom when it comes to something like a COVID issue, Jack?
Oh, my position has been clear. First of all, we should never have been restricted to enjoy our houses of worship. There were so many restrictions that made no sense. You can't go surf fishing on our beach. A couple of people can't go out and play golf. And we should not be forcing people to get a vaccine and losing their job if they don't. So those are all the kind of things that we didn't see happen, as well as what happened in our veterans-owned nursing homes. The ones owned and operated by the state. My goodness, New Jersey led the nation in nursing home deaths, particularly in those veterans' homes, that even the Biden administration, when they did investigation, said what was going on there was evil. This is all under the watch of the current administration, and Murphy had nothing to say about it, and nor did my opponent.
It's immoral, and it's just what they did was immoral. Looking to the future, something that is near and dear to our audience and a passion project for us is young people, making sure that young people, those young kids who followed Charlie Kirk, that follow our show, that they can have a shot at the American dream, which is slipping like sand through our fingers on a Jersey beach away. And I want to talk to you about the policies for young people in New Jersey. New Jersey is one of those places that's seeing some population move out of the state, young people looking for opportunities elsewhere. And I want to talk to you about what is your policies to make sure that the young and energetic population of New Jersey can stay there. And we've all seen the Jersey Shore, right? You want that young energy, right? Stay in the state. There's good, positive energy in the state. What are some of your policies for making housing affordable for young people and first-time home buyers, and making sure that the economy stays roaring for young people in the state of New Jersey?
Yeah, it's very concerning that more and more young people are finding greener pastures elsewhere. A number of planks in my platform: first 2 years out of high school tax-free, first 2 years out of college tax-free. Wow. For first-time homeowners, property taxes capped at 1% of the assessed value of the home for the first 5 years, so young people can get a start. We need vibrant cities. Young people usually don't want to live in our sleepy suburbs until they're married with children, but we don't have vibrant cities. We got some pockets of vibrancy, but not vibrant cities like other states have. And so we really need to do that. And so my plan is very, very aggressive to make places like Newark, Trenton, Atlantic City cool places with a vibe that people want to live there, because there's compelling housing, great jobs, safe communities, and educational choices if you do have kids. Those are all the things that we need to do to make young people want to be here again.
Jack, the polls are looking incredible. What's your closing message here, as it looks like you are closing in at the end of this race? It is really people are blown away, man. You are dominating, and I don't obviously want to get the cart in front of the horse. That's a terrible thing to do in politics, but I want people to know that it's possible. Like, I want people to know it's possible. What Jack's doing is incredible. What's your message?
First of all, keep in mind, too, with those polls that show it as a dead heat or me with a 1 or 2 point lead, that's in a state in which Republicans underpoll. because we're the minority party. But here's what we tell people, Benny. The Democrats have controlled the legislature for 25 years. They've had the executive branch for 8 years. Take a look at your property tax bill. Look at your monthly rent. Look at your electricity bill. Look what's happened to public safety, public education, the shortage of affordable housing, yet the overdevelopment of our suburbs. These are all the failures of the Democrats that have run Trenton for the last 8 and 25 years. If you're upset as I am about things, make a change. The way to do that is by voting for Jack Ciattarelli and his fellow Republicans down ballot. If you want change, you got to make a change. Here's your chance.
In closing, Jack, I just want to advise you that as governor, and I've done some research on this, you might know it, you might not, but as governor, you may have to actually deal with Cory Booker here and there. And that dude's insufferable. So I'm sorry about it. You know, I apologize in advance that you may have to do that.
We're going to get him to come to our side in terms of what needs to get done here in New Jersey. But listen, if he doesn't want to get on board, this train is leaving the station. We're going to do all we can as the governor. And by the way, the New Jersey governor is the most powerful in the nation by state constitution. I have executorial powers that exceed that of the other 49 governors. We're going to get it done.
Wow. Final message, and I know that this is one that might be a little newsworthy, but given the fact that you and literally across the street is Mondami, how are you going to handle that if the polls are correct there as well and he does win? What's going to be your strategy there in dealing with America's strongest communist mayor? What the hell's that, man?
Benny, very simple. We're going to roll out the welcome mat. So anybody that wants to flee New York City, any business that wants to leave because he said he's raising business taxes, we're going to welcome them in New Jersey. But let me also say to a mayor, potential mayor, who's been anti-cop, there's 400,000 New Jerseyans that work in Manhattan every day, and they don't stop being my responsibility just because they've left our borders. I'll do everything I can to protect them.
Wow. Okay. So you're going to say, I'll do a sanctuary state policy, sanctuary from New York communism coming over to New Jersey.
I love it.
Okay.
But let me say one other thing. If he goes ahead with that congestion pricing plan, which is an egregious money grab on New Jerseyans, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to retaliate. Any New York plate that comes through the tunnels, over the bridge into New Jersey in the morning, I'm going to hit him with a congestion pricing fee.
Jack, I would just love this. I know that you got to go, but in closing, I would just love to show the people the difference. It would be biblical. I know that, we have a God that has a sense of humor, right? And irony there. Fate loves irony. To have your state booming right across the river from New York, to have that sort of as a inflection point for people to see the difference would be biblical. That would be so cool. I haven't really thought about it, but that would be really neat to cover, right? The differences and the data. Be awesome to see.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, what New Jersey needs most is an honest, qualified governor who's from New Jersey. My opponent's not any of those three things.
Yes. Well, there you go. And you'll be able to show the difference when you have communists across the river, man. It'd be fun for the world to see. I think the world will be watching. They're all watching Jack. Everybody follow Jack, obviously. And then if you're in New Jersey, why haven't you voted yet? Are you crazy? Don't do it. Look at all these endorsements. Every cop association, all of the unions. Look at all these endorsements. Oh, scroll down. Come on, man. This is crazy. Jack is rolling here. And look at all the law enforcement backing Jack, the unions backing Jack, Donald Trump, of course. He's the man, Jack. Did we miss anything here?
No, man, you nailed it, and I appreciate it very much.
What a crew. What a crew. Ladies and gentlemen, get out and vote if you are in New Jersey for Jack Cidelli. I'll see you on the campaign trail.